Well, good afternoon, and welcome to all of you who are gathering today for our first virtual essay awards contest delivered by Humanist Canada. So I'd like to welcome students, families, friends, and all others who are joining with us on this broadcast on Zoom and live on Facebook. I did want to let you all know that the award ceremony is being recorded, and in fact, we are live on Facebook so that others around the web are able to see and celebrate with us. This is an exciting time for Humanist Canada, and we wanted to acknowledge the young humanists, these young students, very creative, who have in the midst of COVID and all of the challenges of this year, have been able to submit essays to this essay contest, and we're delighted to celebrate with them today. So on behalf of all of Humanist Canada, as I say, my name's Martin Frith. I'm the president of Humanist Canada, and I'd like to turn things over right now to reflect on what it does humanism mean to you. And uh, our essay contestants really tried to grapple with that in their essays. And now I'd like to turn for a moment to some of our officiants in Humanist Canada who share a few words of wisdom about what humanism means to them.
Humanism is a positive philosophy of life that embraces very familiar values such as democracy, compassion, and reason.
It means equality and living life as openly and with other people in a great community.
It's all of the best part of human connections without having something supernatural around it.
Well, short and sweet, it means good without gods. Good has a double entendre there. It's like good as insufficient, but also good as in moral and ethical and honorable and kind and self-reliant and honest and all of those good qualities.
It's a way of looking at life. It's a way of approaching reality, I guess, that bases it on us, on people.
We don't seek to control others through religion or unjust laws. We don't impose a way of thinking on people. We just say to be your best true selves.
Well, it's how I've always wanted to be treated my whole life. It's treating people equally with dignity and respect.
For me, humanism is a set of principles that are aspirations that allow us to navigate our way through life, but with rationalism and compassion instead of supernaturalism.
Humans got us into whatever problems we have, and humans are going to get us out. There's no reaching for anything spiritual or superstitious. We will take care of our own problems.
Humanism, it provides me with an identity, a belief system, and it's a way of life. That's the way I look at humanism.
Humanism is an approach to life that is, I would say, human-centered, and it puts the agency of the human being first.
In a real sense, the goal of humanism is to really help every human to realize their pure potential and their opportunities and take advantage of what the world has to offer.
So it's a wonderful philosophy.
So now I'd like to invite Dr. Richard Thane, who really has been the inspiration behind the essay committee, to come online and to talk with us a little bit about the essay committee and its makeup and honorary patrons. So Richard, if you could join us now.
Thank you, Martin. And just briefly, yes, well, I cannot take credit for the idea of a essay contest. Back in the 1990s, Humanist Canada, which was called Humanist Association of Canada back then, did have an essay contest, and then it fell to the wayside for a while. So called Martin Frith and the other fine people at our Humanist Canada Board of Directors such as Michel Virard, and suggested we reestablish this essay committee or essay contest. So they enthusiastically agreed, and we built a committee, and here we are. We have just completed our second year of the essay contest. We're still ILDI mode, trying to establish a first-rate national humanist essay contest for students. And I think we're well on our way. It's really a pleasure to be here with our winners and everyone who's tuned in to participate in the ceremony today. So yes, so I asked two prominent Canadians from sort of academia to be our honorary patrons. It's just to symbolize really that humanists are dedicated to lifelong learning. These two particular men have done tremendous amount over their careers. They're retired now, but Dr. Emerson was a professor at the Faculty of Education in London, Ontario at Western University. Articles and in magazines over the years on various aspects of humanism. Henry Beisel, another retired university professor who has taught in a number of universities, both in Canada and internationally. He was, for a while, he was at the University of the Caribbean in Trinidad and Tobago, and he's lectured in, I think, pretty well every continent. And so we're very fortunate to have these people put their names in basically the moral support we have from them. This year's committee, we were able to build out our committee with, you can see the names of all our committee members here. We're very fortunate. Many actually have a background in education. We have teachers, both active teachers and retired teachers. We have a principal, people from media and communications, healthcare. We have a university lecturer, and so we're very grateful for their support. And this is the team we've been working with to advance our essay contest. So we had a subcommittee this year. We really tried to reach more students. As I said, we're still building out the essay contest. So we had a subcommittee. It was basically, we wanted to reach students on social media. So we formed a video production team led by Michel Virard, Candy Wasserman, Robert Hamilton, of course, one of last year's essay committee members, Geneviève Thane, myself. We actually produced some promotional videos that we used on YouTube and social media. And so we're proud of that, and we hope that this will be helpful in the future. That's all.
Thank you, Richard. And now Mr. Robert Hamilton, who will share with us some information on the judges and the judging process by which the students were judged.
Okay. Just okay, great. Hi, I'm Robert Hamilton. I'm a Humanist Canada contest committee member. I'm here to say a few words about our esteemed panel of judges and the judging process. As you can see on the slide here, Heather Murray, who I believe is here today in our event, is a longtime humanist from Winnipeg and a member of Humanists, Atheists, and Agnostics of Manitoba. Sophie Schulman, who has also decided to join us here in an event today, is an author, retired physician, pathologist, and medical researcher in Victoria. Sophie is a past contributor to multiple articles in Humanist Perspective magazine and a founder of the Center for Inquiry in Victoria. Hailing from Mississauga, Ontario, Jim MacDonald is an author and publisher of short fiction collection called Smash Palace. Jim is also a Humanist Canada marriage officiant. And finally, last but not least, Christopher DiCarlo is an independent philosophy professor, educator, and author of several books on ethics and critical thinking. He is a recipient of Humanist Canada's Humanist of the Year Award back in 2008 and is an expert advisor for the Centre for Inquiry. Now on to a few words about the evaluation process that our judges used. Bear in mind that one of the goals of the contest was to give an opportunity for young Canadians to express their thoughts on humanist-related topics. In that regard, judges used 5 criteria to pinpoint the very best submissions. The first criteria was premise. Did the essay make a specific case, assert a viewpoint, argue a position, or claim a conclusion that was clearly and concisely worded? The next criteria was justification. Did the essay give reasons why the writer's viewpoint or conclusion is reasonable, logically derived, or in the end, convincing to the writer and should be convincing to others? Third was support. Did the essay cite specific evidence, name sources, facts, or research to support the reasons outlined in the essay? Fourth was defense. Did the essay discuss views and arguments of those who may disagree with the writer? And finally, clarity. Was the essay free of spelling or grammatical errors? And did it accord with the APA style for any cited references? After this somewhat rigorous review, the judges tally their results to arrive at the list of this year's recipients for the Humanist Canada Essay Contest.
And now over to Richard for our first award.
First, an explanation is in order regarding this prize, the Award of Distinction. I'd like to explain to everyone attending the ceremony today, as we previously explained to Madeline, the essay contest rules specify the contest is for students 16 to 19 years of age. Now, our essay committee decided, since Madeline was 15 on September 30th, 2020, and since we must maintain our committee's integrity and respect our own rules, we cannot officially accept Maddie's essay into the competition. Our essay committee decided, however, because Madeline's essay was so well written, so thoughtful, and so carefully composed, we decided to create a new category of prize outside of the parameters of the essay contest. So the Award of Distinction was created. This prize has been given in the spirit of encouraging Maddie to continue writing, to reward her for her excellent essay, and frankly, because she deserves it. So Madeline shared with us her deep concern with many of the problems facing this planet, she writes. Obviously, right now, the coronavirus, as well as the climate crisis, racism, sexism, these all need to be acknowledged as interconnected, meaning we can't lose ourselves in labeling something politically left or right. Left and right is such a rigid way of thinking, she writes, and prevents people from seeing the bigger picture as they get caught up in petty disputes of loyalty and principles. Madeline plans to pursue a career, as she says, in something environmentally related, because it seems ridiculous to do another profession when I consider the effects that the climate crisis is going to have on the world in the coming years. One of Madeline's short-term goals is to continue her education in a United World College school. Madeline's winning essay is entitled Youth Advocacy: How to Cultivate progressive movements among teenagers. It is my distinct honor to present Madeline Gaddafi with the 2020 Humanist Canada Student Essay Contest Award of Distinction. Congratulations, Maddie.
And now on to the third prize winner, Iris Hu of Milton, Ontario. Hello, Iris. Very nice to meet you finally today. Okay, so Iris lives with her family in Milton, Ontario. She hopes to pursue a career in architecture and engineering, tough topics. Her hobbies include reading and painting, and she also enjoys cooking, although she says that she's very bad at it. Well, keep trying. Iris is a student at Bishop P.F. Reading Catholic Secondary School in Milton, Ontario. Iris says that she believes in abortion access for all. However, I also like to hear what anti-abortion activists have to say in order to refine my own opinions, she says. As a student in a Catholic high school, I get this opportunity often. Iris is obviously an independent thinker and has the courage of her convictions. You're in very good company, Iris. The founding president of Humanist Canada in 1968, Dr. Henry Morgentaler, was eventually awarded the Order of Canada by Governor General Michael Jean in 2008. The Governor General said Dr. Morgentaler, quote, represents the best in all of us and has made and continues to make a difference in our society. Good for you, Iris. You're for speaking out. You're carrying the torch. Iris's amazing essay is entitled Abortion is Justifiable, Comparing the Values at Stake. It's now my distinct honor to present Iris Hu with the 2020 Humanist Canada Essay Contest third prize. Congratulations, Iris.
We now move on to the second prize winner, Jordan Murray of Cortes, Ontario. Hi, Jordan. Welcome to the award ceremony. So Jordan is a full-time student at Trent University, majoring in English literature. She enjoys creative writing, playing the piano, reading, her favorite genres being classics and thriller novels. Now, Jordan introduced herself to our essay committee, explaining that once she had reached her teen years, she did some research on many different religions to gain a wider view on the world around me. And the study of philosophy did wonders for my curiosity and sparked an intellectual interest that has yet to die out. We were taught only about a few philosophical schools of thought, an array that included rationalism, idealism, and humanism. I found that this class opened up my mind to so many different possibilities and beliefs outside of religion. As of now, I take an agnostic standpoint in my religious beliefs, but I also identify as a humanist in my philosophical beliefs and approach to life. Jordan intends to obtain a Bachelor of Education degree so that she can become a primary school teacher. She also hopes to one day publish her own book. I'm sure that will happen, Jordan. Jordan's winning essay is entitled The Future of Canada: How Philosophic Consolidation Promotes Critical Thinking in Education. It is now my distinct pleasure to present Jordan Murray with the 2020 Humanist Canada Student Essay Contest second prize. Congratulations, Jordan.
Yes, now on to first prize. The first prize, $1,000, goes to Gabrielle Maxime Prachant-Louis of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Bonjour, Gabrielle, et bienvenue. Welcome to the Humanist Canada Awards ceremony, Gabrielle. It's wonderful to meet you. Gabrielle is a full-time student pursuing a degree in philosophy at the University of Winnipeg. In Gabrielle's biography, shared with us, he is a Francophone Manitoban of Caribbean heritage. He said, quote, I have always embraced values of compassion and reason, and I enjoy rigorous debate and caring about the well-being of others. Therefore, humanism is a label that I proudly adopt. Gabrielle enjoys reading with a focus on philosophy, tough topic as well, and medicine, even tougher. Gabrielle's amazing and insightful essay is entitled A Humanist Defense of Academic Freedom and Freedom of Expression on University Campuses, or, as a second title, Two Competing Values in Academia, Truth and Compassion. It's now my distinct pleasure to present Gabrielle Louis with the 2020 Humanist Canada Essay Contest first prize. Félicitations, Gabrielle. Congratulations, Gabrielle. Now let's meet the award recipients.
So the award recipients, you're now going to be invited to become a panelist, and you can turn on your cameras.
And so we have a couple of questions, 2 or 3 questions for the individual writers, the authors, and award recipients today. And we'll go through them one at a time. Richard, the first question for all of our esteemed recipients is?
Yeah, well, I was just how you decided the theme or the topic of your essay. We can start maybe with Jordan.
Hi.
Hi, Jordan.
So I had mentioned, I think in my biography when I sent it in, about the philosophy class I took in high school. And yeah, so one of the things that they focused on was not only talking about the different schools of thought in philosophy, but also just the kind of like the critical thinking and sort of aspects that people need to think about, you know, not even just in, you know, believing in one sort of philosophy, and just the benefits that that has, you know, altogether, right? Yeah, so I thought that I wanted to learn more about that, but I was in grade 12. That was the only time I ever learned about it. So I wrote my essay on why I think aspects such as critical thinking should be taught like all throughout, high school, possibly even planting the seeds early in elementary school.
Yeah. Well, that's a theme that we discuss very much at Humanist Canada. And one of our judges is Christopher DiCarlo, who's written books on critical thinking. And he's been trying to, expand teaching critical thinking skills in Canadian high schools for years, and hopefully he'll become more successful. So it's interesting you came upon that yourself. How about Gabriel?
For me, this was more of a personal issue. I had read a number of articles about freedom of speech being limited on campuses and how students are increasingly insecure about sharing their personal opinions. And that's something I've dealt with before, and I've seen many of my friends around me. And just the other day at McGill University, there's been a petition demanding that academic freedom be limited. And I feel that that's deeply concerning for a number of reasons. I think that it's one of the values of humanism that we embrace, and to see that be contested is very concerning. So I felt the need, a personal need, to write an essay defending academic freedom and freedom of speech for that reason.
Certainly, cancel culture and polarized thinking is certainly one of the things that's happening today. It's not only inconvenient to some and restricts freedom of expression and thought, which is one of the most fundamental Enlightenment values that humanists embrace. But it also can have even deadly consequences in the case of blasphemy laws. So yes, you've pinpointed a very important topic.
How about Madeline?
Madeline.
I think I was a little bit different than some of the other contestants, but I was very interested in how social media is impacting activism among teenagers, because I was seeing a lot of involvement on social media, but yeah, just kind of as you were saying, I think it's becoming quite polarized as there's sort of like an over-reliance on social media among teenagers, and I was starting to see that they were sort of justifying that as their only involvement in these issues of activism. So instead of sort of making efforts to, for example, protect the environment on an individual basis in their physical lives, they were just sort of clicking buttons and reproducing things on social media, which does play an important role, because I think social media is a really good way to spread awareness, but I think it can't really stop there. So I was just sort of reconciling those ideas with my own involvement in social media and how I had seen that almost impacted my way of thinking about the environment, because so yeah, that's sort of where I started, and I had also been reading some books that overlapped some of the issues around young people and them having the ability with their, emotions, and with they're quite moving when they do speak about these important issues. So I think that it's really important to sort of channel that into a productive way. So I guess I just wanted to write about how that can be best facilitated. So yeah, that's my end of it, I guess. Thank you guys.
Well, Maddie, you were very convincing at that. This next question, right, Richard? We'll go on to the next question.
No, we'd like to hear from Iris, how she chose.
Where is Iris? I don't see her. Oh, there she is.
So I think I chose my topic because I just saw so much like misinformation online, and there's like these Instagram accounts made by like these pro-life people who have like 200,000 followers, and they're just absorbing all that information and not really thinking about things in like a different perspective. So I just felt really passionate about that, and I just wanted to develop my ideas and like do my essay on it.
Good idea.
Okay.
So we'll go on to the next question, right, Richard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, we just wanted to know from the standpoint of the Humanist Canada Essay Contest Committee, while you were grappling with the ideas and topics that you were going through, and you have, after having chosen your topic, we wanted to know if, you could identify any way in which you benefited from participating in the essay contest. Do you see any personal benefits of participation? So back to Jordan. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so when I first went into writing the essay after I had initially chosen my topic, I thought I had like a pretty good idea just based off of my own personal experiences in secondary school. Um, but I did some research with some secondary sources and like articles that have been published on the topic. And after being able to like freely explore some different sources and perspectives on the topic, I feel like my own opinion evolved a little bit and got more narrowed down. And yeah, I just feel like I came out of the contest writing the essay with more like a greater knowledge than I did going into it.
Gabrielle.
Yeah, I would like to say, just as Jordan did, that my opinion has evolved, but I've also benefited in a few different ways as well. Obviously, this has given me the opportunity to read widely. I've had to research different opinions, different studies, but it's also given me the opportunity to enhance my writing and my argumentation. And I think that I've honed a pretty good argument here, so I can regurgitate that whenever it's necessary.
Yeah, certainly. Well, thinking of the evaluation criteria that you'll see that the essays went through, it's a good checklist for your own review of your own essays as you go through it. Madeline.
I think that it sort of taught me to think more critically about things because for a lot of my life I'd been exposed to different sort of information sources through I guess books and articles and whatever videos I'd been watching, sort of informing me on things, but I haven't really had to go over those in searching for information or to understand concepts more in depth. And I'd never really been motivated enough from something in school to sort of take that step and start learning, going over things. So I thought that was interesting to go back into things and learn so much more the second time, having read a book and then going over it and reading different things and starting to question the meanings of specific sentences and stuff, just in proving points that I was trying to get. And yeah, I think I grew a lot as a writer too, just in doing something that I was really interested in because previously it had been difficult to motivate myself to sort of, I guess, do things on time or go put a lot of effort into something. But I did start researching this, I guess, kind of through reading a couple months in advance because I knew it was something that I was interested in. So it was a good experience in that way. Yeah, I'm really thankful for that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, certainly dealing with writer's block is one of the things that all writers have to face from time to time. So good that you struggle with that, because every writer knows what you've gone through there. Iris.
Well, I think that before I started this essay, I had a lot of just some thoughts about it and some feelings about it, but it was only until after I had to sit down and go through the motions of, thinking out your thesis and then going through your reasons and explaining and defending and everything. And I think that I, at the end of the experience, I came out with just as everyone else was saying, a better and more informed opinion of what I believe in.
That's great. When you consider both sides of a topic, oftentimes you have an opportunity to change your own mind, which is an exercise in critical thinking. That's great. Richard, the next question.
I think it was what we just had in mind. I mean, again, on behalf of our essay committee, it's so wonderful meeting you and having you participate. We've been looking forward to this for a long time. So we just wanted to give all of you a chance to tell us what's on your mind. I mean, we in the secular humanist movement or family, obviously we're concerned about the future, but it's really the future that's going to affect your lives that we're concerned about. So we'd like to hear from you what's important to you and what do you want to say to us?
Jordan.
I think going forward, one of the biggest concerns I have is that there's so much like social media and misinformation as Madeline was saying, like in education, like kids and even high school students are being overwhelmed with this massive information and they don't necessarily know what's right or wrong or what they should be thinking. And so the fact that more critical thinking and skills like that aren't taught in school concerns me a bit because, you know, they'll grow up maybe believing they'll have misinformed opinions or just stuff like that. So I think that's my primary concern with contemporary times.
Very important. Absolutely. Gabrielle.
Yeah, I'd like to say that obviously, as you said, that we're going to be facing a number of issues in the coming decades. I think it's very important, and I'm very grateful that we have a platform where we can engage with one another, so we can develop ideas and solutions. And that, again, is really part of the humanist mantra. It's how do we combat problems through reason? And I think that it's something that's lacking among young people, and I think having this opportunity is a great thing. So we can move forward, obviously with pandemic and the future of climate change. But that's the great thing.
Very, very important. You touched upon several elements of Enlightenment values there specifically, especially with respect to reason, rationality, scientific thinking, and reasoning. These are core values and a way forward out of our current set of problems and hopefully towards a better future. So, Madeline.
Mine is going to be, I guess, along the same lines as a lot of people, but I'm very concerned about the future. And I think that a lot of the changes that need to be enacted do start with young people, just because they bring sort of like a fresh perspective and they have less ties to this previous way of thinking and way of doing things. So I think they're very ready, and they're also very almost powerful in their emotions, because I think they hold a lot less back, and that's obviously been seen by a couple of the climate leaders out there right now, like Greta Thunberg or the Fridays for Future movement or the Sunrise movement. Like, young people have done so many wonderful things, but yeah, I do have some concerns with sort of I guess the masses of other young people, because they don't really realize how polarized these viewpoints of these climate leaders that they look up to are, because you see things through social media or you see things through videos of your speeches, but they don't realize necessarily all the behind the scenes action behind that and how much goes into sort of having the understanding that these incredible people do. So I think my concerns are with educating young people, as I was sort of describing in my essay, so that they can better, I guess, become more like these leaders that they look up to, and so that they can keep inspiring people and keep, I guess, contributing to the future that they want to be part of. Yeah.
Well said. Certainly, the way forward to depolarize the public square these days is a problem that you as young people face, and it is over to you to solve the problem that has been created up to this point. Iris.
Well, I think I'm really concerned because with social media and everything, I feel like people have begun to think about things a lot less. Like if you just see like an Instagram post or something, because they want that that idea to stick in your head really easily, they'll just do like a quick slogan or whatever, right? But that slogan does not represent the whole truth and objective truth, and it's not and people don't really think about that, so like, for example, there's just you'll have a post that says save the babies or something, and then that's not really, it just doesn't really add to anything, and then you'll still see thousands of likes and thousands of comments about people just believing in that. So I just think that with this organization, I think it's a really great thing to get more people thinking about things in new perspectives.
Well said. That's what very, very well done. Perfect. So I guess what we should want to do is go on to there as a slide. Just review I can read it. I need to be able to read that. What you will receive as in recognition and appreciation of your contribution to humanism in Canada. And believe me, your essays are in fact a contribution to humanism across Canada. You'll receive a one-year student membership in Humanist Canada. You will receive a one-year subscription to Humanist Perspectives magazine, an online forum of the public square for humanists. And as winners, you will be acknowledged on the Humanist Canada website, and your essay will be published on the Humanist Canada website and available for all to read. I think it's an amazing opportunity. So, congratulations once again. So thank you for this amazing, attending this amazing event. I think we look forward to our next year's essay contest. Congratulations to our award winners once again, and a generous thanks to our committee, judges, and supporters who have made this essay contest a successful event and activity. So thank you so much on behalf of Humanist Canada. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.